Welcome to When Books Meet Music, a podcast where stories find their soundtracks. I'm your host Bhumika, and in each episode, we explore books through their connection with music, pairing characters and emotions with songs. Imagine someone who sings in the cafeteria, cheers for the opposing team, and sends birthday cards to strangers. Someone who refuses to fit into the stereotypical boxes designed by the society. How does the typical high school life go for such an untypical girl? Today, on When Books Meet Music, we are diving into Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli and explore the songs that capture the spirit of non-conformity. So let's dive into the book review. This story takes place at a typical American high school called Mika High. Like every high school, Mika High is predictable. Students dress the same, act the same, follow the same hierarchy, and unwritten rules about popularity. Everybody has their positions decided and they play by the rules, almost always. And then one day, Stargirl Caraway arrives. As soon as she arrives, she knocks the entire school off kilter. She wears unusual clothes, carries a ukulele with her, sings happy birthday at lunch to classmates she barely knows. And, drumroll, she brings a pet rat named Cinnamon to the school. They try to define her, to understand her, but they all fail to label her. What makes Stargirl truly unique isn't just her appearance though. It's also her nature, her kindness. She's the girl who writes letters of appreciation and puts them into the town people's mailboxes. She cries at funerals of her classmates' relatives, not because she is faking it or she wants to be popular or she wants to blend in, but because she has an emotion that so many of us lack these days, and that is empathy. At the basketball games, she cheers for both the teams. She notices things that everyone else almost always ignores. At first, the entire school is captivated and fascinated by her. She becomes popular in a way no one expected. People start imitating her. She brings out the individuality within everyone. Soon, the same qualities that made Stargirl interesting start to make people uncomfortable. Her refusal to follow the crowd slowly turns admiration into confusion and then rejection. Stargirl is actually written from the perspective of Leo Burlock, a boy from Mika High School who is captivated by Stargirl from the get-go. He admires her kindness and her unique nature and eventually falls for her. But Leo is ultimately afraid of the classic trope, what will other people think? Whereas that is something Stargirl has never thought about or never really cared about. Although Leo cares for her, he also wants approval of his classmates and the school. So when the school begins to turn against Stargirl, for his own selfish reasons, he wants her to fit in. He starts thinking and wondering what if Stargirl were a little more normal. Maybe life would have been easier then. Maybe acceptance from his peers for being with Stargirl would come naturally then. When he raises this question to Arki, who is the town's mentor figure, Arki says, on the contrary, Stargirl is one of us. She is more us than we are us. That explains that sometimes individuality is actually what is the most human emotion. For me, Stargirl is a memorable story and a story I always go back to when I want to remember that as a human, they present empathy, authenticity, courage to live without constantly seeking approval from others. And also because Leo's struggle is incredibly relatable. Because we all have at some point in life faced the same fears: the fear of standing out, the fear of being judged, and the fear of unacceptance by the society as a whole. The book questions the readers on what is more important: your authenticity, your individuality, or conformity and the society's acceptance. Okay, so now for my most favorite part of the episode, where the story actually connects with the soundtrack. If Stargirl had a playlist, this song would capture its emotions for me. Firstly, we have Scars to Your Beautiful by Alicia Cara. The message of this song is simple and yet powerful. You don't have to change to realize your worth. The world could change its heart. I'm totally still in love with this song. The next song is Wild Things, again by Alicia Cara. This song represents and celebrates people who refuse to fit in a box. While Stargirl's approach to individuality is more gentler, I think this song perfectly represents how she simply lives according to her own rules. And last, I would recommend Try by Colby Calais. This song questions why do we spend so much time trying to become someone else just to be accepted by the society? Leo's journey in this story is exactly represented by the gist of this song. If you have listened so far, I am truly grateful for your support. Now I would like to hear more from you. If you have read Stargirl, tell me what songs remind you of this story. I would love to feature some of the songs in the coming playlist. If you enjoyed this episode, follow the podcast and share it with someone who loves books and music as much as you do. Until next time, keep reading, keep listening, and remember, every story has a soundtrack.